Okay, hello everybody, this is Cosmo. So the last video that I made about this mouse actually right here, the ZA13, got actually much more interaction than most of my videos. And although I am still using the ZA13 shape, I have changed the model of mouse that I'm using, and I wanted to just make a video addressing that. So here I have the mouse that was in my last video, ZA13B, the matte black with the paracord cable. This right here, I have my old main mouse. This is the Divina FK2, and then this is the Zowie ZA13 with the white glossy coating. So these are all the B versions of the mice. So in terms of tech specs, they're all the exact same. 3360 sensor, shitty scroll wheel, good buttons, good stock feet, all that. But I just wanted to address coding when it comes to Zowie mice, because that is a very hot topic when it comes to Zowie mice. I will say, actually here, let me come over here and grab a old Zowie mouse. Yeah, so here is an FK1 Plus. This is a original FK1 Plus, so this is 3310 sensor, but same good stock feet, same good buttons. I'm pretty sure they use the same on-run switches in all of the Zowie mice. But yeah, so this is just the bigger version of the FK2. But this coding is fucking dog shit. Like, this is the really, really bad coding, that whenever you hear people talk about Zowie mice, they talk about how shitty the coding is. This is that terrible coding. The new Zowie mice, the coding is much, much better. However, it is very slippery. That is one thing I will say. And that is why I have since moved. I got the glossy version. I intend on actually swapping the scroll wheel and the buttons, so this one's like cool black-white look. And I have a paracord in the mail for it. So I'm not... It is currently in its stock form because I just got it in from Addis Inc. today. But this is not the end form of the mouse. But yeah, I just want to talk about coding a little bit, and how it should affect your choice when picking a mouse. So my hands are, again, big. They are not very sweaty. My hands don't sweat that much, or really at all. Even in the hottest of summer months, hand sweat is not an issue that I have to deal with particularly. So because of that, glossy mice have always been a thing that has kind of worked for me. I don't know what the current opinion is on sweaty hands. Do you get a glossy or a matte mouse? I'm pretty sure the common consensus is sweaty hands should get a matte mouse, just because wet glossy is really slippery, whereas wet matte is just still matte. But one thing that I will say is that I think that if you do not have objectively sweaty hands, you should really consider a glossy mouse. Really the only difference between the glossy and the matte, one is white, one is black. So if you really don't care about coding, and you do really care about color, that's something to consider. And then another thing, just like the glossy gets dirtier quicker. I don't know if this is just a lighter color thing too, but like you'll get lots of little, like, just gross shit. Like right here in the crevice you have like hand gunk. I mean, again, I've used this specific mouse I used for over a year, so I mean, it is not like a dirty mouse, but you will find yourself like wiping off things, because shit gets, basically what I'm saying is shit gets stuck to a glossy mouse. Glossy mice, they're inherently a little bit sticky, so stuff gets stuck to them. But that does also mean that your hand gets stuck to it, which is a really good thing. So when I'm gripping this mouse, I can pick it up with just a pinky, whereas with this mouse, I cannot pick it up with just a pinky. I need to use at least 2 fingers, and that's just because the glossy, there's much more friction on my hand, so it gives me more control with each finger. I will say, in terms of Zowie mice particularly, the new coding is this old coding is fucking dog shit. Like, this old coding, do not get an old Zowie mouse, especially now that every single model in the Zowie line has been updated. There's FK2Bs, the S2 just has always had good coding. There's ZA13Bs, there's FK2Bs. Like, there's no reason to get an old coding Zowie mouse. So that being said, the new Zowie coding is pretty good. It's not quite like Logitech matte coating, and it is like, it is clearly a matte coating. It's not just a matte plastic, because if you look at here, over here I have the Razer Viper Ultimate. Like, if you look at this mouse, it is very clearly just a matte plastic. Like, it doesn't feel like a coating when you're touching it. Let me just put that back. And then over here I also have the G Pro Wireless. This is not the super light, just normal G Pro Wireless. This feels much more like a coating. The G Pro Wireless coating is pretty comparable to the new Zowie coating. I'd say the new Zowie coating is much smoother, for better or for worse. It doesn't feel cheaper, but it is, it's a coating that I am more familiar with. Like, my PC case has similar coating to this new Zowie coating. But again, this new Zowie coating is really good. It's not gonna like get gross like this old coating would. And if you want a matte mouse, you can get the new Zowie coating and not worry about it being like old Zowie coating. That being said, I don't think that you should be getting a matte mouse when there is a glossy mouse available. However, now with good Zowie coating being a thing now, you are no longer in a situation where you're basically choosing between very shitty matte coating or good glossy coating. Now you are choosing between pretty decent, pretty good matte coating and good glossy coating. But yeah, the big thing is just grip. If you don't have super sweaty hands, just get a glossy coating, because again, like, I can pick this up with just a pinky, and this mouse I cannot do that with. Like, this mouse, I drop. Here, like, I need 2 fingers to pick up this mouse. So this mouse just gives me more grip, gives me more control. And something that I was talking about in my last video with grip consistency, I get that a lot more with this, because, like, although hand sweat is not a thing that I deal with too much, and although it's not a big issue with a matte mouse, it's something that happens every now and then. And if I have moisture on my hands, that's going to affect how I grip this mouse. It's not going to affect how I grip this mouse. So I just want to make a quick video talking about coating in mice, because it's something that has changed in my daily driver situation very recently. So I just want to make a video about that. Currently maining Zowie ZA13B glossy white coating. If you guys want me to just do a full review of the Zowie ZA13 or any other mouse that I've featured, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, this is the new main, the glossy. And yeah, I hope that helped any of you out who have been looking at Zowie mice, or, I mean, the Model O too is something that's offered in matte and glossy. I will say the Model O, I don't want to go on another tangent here as the video is wrapping up, but the Model O is a different situation because of the holes. The holes do give you grip. But yeah, so I just want to talk about matte and glossy when it comes to Zowie mice in particular, and I hope that helps you guys out. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.